it's Drini Payne from Seattle Naturals, and today I'm going to do a steaming tutorial. I've been watching YouTube and I've been wanting to try this, but you know, I don't have the money for a heatiful, and I honestly don't really want a heatiful to be real, because I know me and I know I'm not going to do it consistent enough to make that investment into a heatiful. However, I did see a neat little trick using a garment steamer. Okay, so this is the Joy Magano brand from Target. It was $20. It comes with instructions and things, which I highly recommend reading. I was going to add essential oils and everything, you know, but it says don't do that. So read the instructions. You don't want to burn yourself or burn your hair during the process. So what I recommend is, because this heats up very quickly, you don't need to like preheat it or anything. I recommend, and it boils out very quickly, so I recommend prepping your hair first. So as you can see, I have my hair in my sections, and between sections turn it off, just so to help preserve the water, to keep it from boiling out in the middle of you doing your hair, because you do need to let it cool for at least 5 minutes before you open up the top. As you can see here, this is how you open it. You just kind of turn it and lift it off, put it back. Okay, so I'm going to use some leave-in conditioner first. This is Kinky Curly Not Today, my favorite. And then I'm going to follow up after I steam with some aloe vera juice. So the purpose of steaming is to open up the cuticle and allow moisture into the core of your hair, to penetrate deeper into the hair. Aloe vera gel is acidic, so it helps close the cuticle, smooth the cuticle. It's very hydrating, very nutrient rich, and it'll also cool my hair down after I steam it. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. You'll start to hear it bubble pretty quickly. In the meantime, I'm going to kind of finger detangle a little bit, remove a bunch of shed hair. I can already hear it getting revved up here. So I highly recommend finger detangling, especially if you haven't done much with your hair. You want to remove shed hair, because it can tangle around your healthy hair and snag it. So kind of get as much of that out with your fingers before you use a tool to minimize breakage. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's... See the little bubbles going. So I'm going to add my leave-in. Let's see. Yes, I typically start at the ends. That's where I need the most moisture, and I use the praying hands method to distribute more evenly. Alrighty, so let's do this. You want to hold it upright, don't tilt it, and don't overfill it, because it will spit water out at you, hot water. So you don't want that. So don't overfill it, just fill it to the, you know, the max line. You can see my hair kind of already reverting. Ooh, yes. My ends are happy right now. Get that nape. My nape be dry as hell. Alright, so I'm going to turn it off. My hair is like damp, but not, you know, like wet. This also comes in handy if you want to like refresh some twist outs and things. You can actually, excuse me, steam your hair and then twist it, and I think, excuse me, with the heat and the moisture, that's a good combo for great definition. So, excuse me, I'm gonna detangle my ends from the bottom. See, this is a lot, like when my hair is dry, just completely dry, it just breaks, you know. I can just feel it snapping like twigs. So I definitely do not dry detangle very often. But again, it can be kind of a hassle wetting your whole head. So that again is how, you know, where the steamer kind of comes in. I got all kind of little dust bunnies. Let's see. Like, there's no way I would be able to do this on, like, my regular hair. It was really dry. And even though it doesn't look like I did much to it with the steamer, like, I can definitely feel the difference. I think I'm going to hit the ends a little bit more after I detangle. And if you notice, like, I start from the bottom and then I go to the root and then it just kind of meets in the middle. And then I work it all the way down. Like, don't put a lot of muscle trying to get it all out at once. Baby steps, small strokes. That's why I use a pick. It's just easier for me with the method of, you know, how I like to detangle my hair. So all this shed hair, like I said, all I've done with my hair for like a whole week is keep it in a bun. And yes, I am due for a wash, but that ain't happening today. Actually shampooed my hair not too long ago, so I do need a co-wash, but I'm not doing that. That's why this little steamer comes in handy when you just don't have the time or the energy to do a full-on wash day. Alright, so it's detangled. Now I'm going to get these ends. I'm not going to put any oil on it at the moment because I'm going to blow dry it out a little bit to get the style that I want. But typically I would recommend putting oil on the ends to seal it in. I just don't like to put oil on my hair while I'm using direct heat. I put the oil on after I use heat. Oil, if your hair is too hot or your dryer or whatever is too hot, it can actually kind of cook your hair. So I don't recommend doing that. All right, so I'm just gonna put it in a braid, or excuse me, a twist at the moment, and then I'm gonna do the other sections, and I will come back when I'm done. Hello, I'm back. So I have steamed and moisturized, detangled and twisted my sections. Like, look at this. Look at these plump, juicy twists. Yes. So yeah, you're probably wondering if you've seen these videos before, if you've, you know, researched steaming. most of the videos that I saw, whether it was with the Beautiful or one of these or however, they steam their hair wet. So they incorporate it into their wash day. I specifically and intentionally am doing this on dry hair because for me, when I wash my hair, I feel that I do enough to get it moisturized. The water is already warm. I'm in the shower. There's steam going. So I feel like steaming on dry hair serves my hair needs better than doing it on freshly washed hair, if that makes sense. Anyway, you can do both though, whichever one you want. I think that the people that do it during their wash routine find it beneficial. This makes more sense to me. So the benefits of doing it on dry hair is your hair is already dry. There's it's primed and ready. It wants the moisture. It's gonna suck it all up. You know, it's gonna suck up all that moisture. You can also do this with protective styles. So twists, braids, things that you can't necessarily wet all the time. When you want to get some moisture back into your hair, this would be like the perfect tool to do that. Keep in mind, I don't recommend using it on synthetic hair. So if you have, twister braids or styles that have incorporated synthetic hair, it does tend to be sensitive to heat. So, you don't want to melt it in your hair. It's not that hot, and if you hold it at a safe distance, you probably don't have a lot to worry about. But again, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it on synthetic hair. But 2-strand twists, locks, this will probably be really dope on locks. I know especially, during the starter process, you can't submerge your hair. So this could possibly be a great tool to keep your hair moisturized during the lock process and maintenance. This is probably a really dope curl refresher. So if you have a few days in a wash and go and your curls are starting to, dry out or get a little frizzy, you could apply some more product and steam this back into your hair and get those curls popping again. Reversion, I love reversion. I could totally see myself using this, going from like a blown out twist out to a full on afro, because when your hair gets longer, it tends to flop. You can't get that full, halo that you want until you wet your hair, and this will revert your hair. Like, you will get that afro back, right? So, yeah, again, $20 at Target. Join my Magano brand. I've seen them at Walmart. They were out at my local Walmart, but you could probably order it online, and they were like $12 at Walmart. Different brand. I don't know a lot about that brand, but again, different brand, cheaper. And yeah, if you try it, let me know how you like it. If you have any questions, hit me in the comments. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.